Hello everyone. The next topic is XPATH basics. XPATH is a XPATH language, okay, which is a language which will be helping you to navigate and query using your XML documents. Okay, it will be helping you to select the elements and attributes within the Excel document based upon its structure and content. It will be including um, XPath will be helping you to helping is used in XML processing, where it will be including XML parsing, XSLT transformations, and query XML data. So here are the few basics of XPath. XPath expression basics, where to select an element, if at all, for example, we have a book element. To select the book elements in the book, you are going to make use of the path using slash. You need to specify the element path using slash. For example, here I have given you, from the bookstore, select the book element. Okay, and attribute selection, if at all, if we want to select the book with its id, book number 1, book number 2, or attribute id, so we can select using at the rate symbol. Okay, you can do it using at the rate symbol. Here is one more example. See, I want to select the id attribute of student, so this can be done. See, we are element selection is done from the element student. Under the school element, we are having student element. Under the student element, I want to select attribute id. So for that, I want attribute only id, so I'm making use of at the rate id. If you want any name, if you want to select attribute name, then you can specify it as attribute name. And wildcards is used to match any element. Like if you want to select all the elements in the within the book element, you can use asterisk symbol. As in query elements, we are using select star from in sql, select star from table name. So like that, here, select all the elements of the book under bookstore. This is the syntax available. And relative paths could be given. You can specify the path relative to the current context by omitting slash. For example, here, book, under book, select all author elements under the book element. So, what all author elements are there, those all could be selected. And predicates will be helping you to filter. Given a condition, if you are based upon the condition, if you want to select the elements or filter the element, then you are going to make use of predicate. Okay, here is the syntax how we are going to select the book element with the id attribute. As in we have seen, no, uh, uh, for the id, I want wherever id equals to 1, that element I need it. So here is the predicate, that is the two square brackets. Under that, at the rate id, that is equals to 1. This is predicate. It applies like a filtering the elements on the giving a specific condition. Next is access. XPath provides various access, like you can have child, parent, descendant, ancestor, and so to navigate the tree structure, XML tree structure. For example, if you want to select all the child elements of a book element, you can make use like this: book, child, as axis, asterisk. So all asterisk means all the elements, select all. Okay. And XPath functions, there are set of functions that can be used in expressions. So here are the functions, that is text function, which helps you to select the text content of an element. When it comes to concatenate, it concatenates strings or the values. And count, it counts the number of selected nodes. Contains, it checks if the string contains another string or not, and substring extracts a substring from the given string, and sum means it calculates the sum of the set of the numbers given. So here are few examples for this. To select all title elements under a book element with the id attribute equals to 1. So um, here is one, select. So that is, we have seen no predicate. So predicates here we have used to selecting all the title elements under a book element with id attribute equals to 1. Okay, all the title elements under book id equals to 1, all the title elements I need. And to select the text content of all title elements under a book element, here is the syntax: book title and the text function. If you use it, will be selecting all the elements under that title. Okay, and here is one more example where you can count the number of book elements in the document. Like when you give function count under bookstore element, book element, it gives the number of book elements that are there under bookstore. So this is how we are going to make use of various XPath in various contexts, which will be transforming XML into uh, XML in XML databases for querying and for parsing or extracting data from the XML document. Okay, so and let's see what are XML processors. XML processors generally, they are the software components. Like when you use or libraries that can handle these XML documents, they will be helping us to read, parse, validate, and manipulate this XML data. XML processors are, there are various XML process which could be categorized into different types based on the functionalities and their usages. Like if you see XML parsers, generally they are responsible for, as we have seen, reading and parsing XML documents. They will be helping us to validate it against that structure schema, whatever we have given previously, what we have learned about XML schemas. So according to that, it will be validating whether our XML document structure matches the XML schemas that is being specified or not. Like it will be building the tree like structure what we have learned in HTML, that is DOM. Okay, tree like structure or a data structure. Okay, how it goes, and that represents the XML document structure. The common XML parsers include document object model parsers, where tree like structure of the entire XML document in the memory will be there. And SAX is also one of the parser, that is simple API for XML parsers. It will be stream based parsers that trigger events as they encounter elements in the XML document. And as and whenever they encounter an element, then it tries to parse it. Then STAX, that is streaming API for XML, it is pull based parsing, where you have to programmatically pull the elements from the XML stream. And XSLT processors are, XSLT is extensible style sheet language transformation, which will be helping the XML to transform into other formats like HTML or the plain text or even other XML formats. Okay, these processors will be using this will use these XSLT style sheets and define the transformation whatever it is occurring. That, like if at all if you want to transform XML document into HTML document, so it has to follow the DOM structure, no? So that it will be helping out to change it into HTML or the plain text one. And common XSLT processors, they include as Saxon, Xalen, and library XSLT and libxslt. Next is XPath processors. Processors will be helping us to evaluate XPath expressions, as we have learned, no, to navigate and query XML documents. Just now we just before we have seen like how they will be helping to to parse, like a text function you can use, a count function you can use if you want to select all the book elements, if you want to select all the what is that, student with ID, we are going to use at the rate, id equals to 1, access, predicates. So those are all XPath processes, how they will be processing Okay, and what are the other processing libraries we are having? XML schema validators, so which will be validating XML documents against the schema that has been given, or the document type definitions that have been given, how they are, how the elements will be, what is their structure, what are the child elements, what are the descendants, ancestors, what they have. So that schema will be validating against the structure that has been given. They will be checking if an XML document conforms to the defined schema or not, and report if any validate errors. If you find any errors, okay. Common XML schema validators include, these are the two schema validators, XRSS and libxml2. And XML binding and serialization libraries are also there. These libraries will be helping you to convert this XML data into native data structures, like into Java or Python or C Sharp. Okay, and they are also used to serialize data objects to XML, and deserialize XML back into data objects. Okay, and XML databases, there are certain dedicated database management systems designed to store and query XML data. They are like XQuery, XML query languages, which are optimized for handling XML data efficiently. For example, BaseX and ExistDP are the dedicated database management systems for XML databases. XML editors and tools are also available. These are graphical or command line tools for creating, editing, and validating XML documents. For that, we can make use of these editors. Uh, and Like XML Spy and Oxygen XML editor, which will be helping you to write the XML document. It comes with the features like code completion, syntax highlighting, and schema validation, like how we have this Visual Studio tool. In the same way, we have an XML editor also. And there are web services and middlewares available. Web services and middleware solutions such as SOAP and REST frameworks use XML processors to handle incoming and outgoing XML data in web communication. That's it, folks. Keep learning.